Guys, I stumbled across the craziest, messiest, most dramatic, and also sad, what do you even call it, situation on TikTok that I just had to share it with you. Roll the disclaimer. It's really windy outside today. So like if you hear that, it's wind and an airplane apparently. Anyway, I happened to stumble across this YouTube video. It was by someone named Derek Branch on YouTube. The video is called Husband Divorced by Wife Crashes Out on TikTok. Dude. So usually on this channel I talk about anti-multi-level marketing, scams, cults, unethical behavior on the internet by unethical people. But here we are today. It's a bit of a different subject than I'm used to, and it is infuriating. Like the whole thing, I don't know. All right. So there's this guy, Chad2Dad on TikTok. That is his name. Chad2Dad. I don't think his actual name is Chad. Yeah, he doesn't have anything in his bio what his actual name is, and it's like this really goofy AI generated image of him. Chad is kind of an internet slang for just like a douche. If that tells you anything about the kind of person we're gonna be looking at today, So basically what happened is this video went viral. Actually, there were quite a few of his videos that went viral, getting millions of views. This first one we're gonna watch has 2.9 million views right now, and it's not for good reasons. Like, it's not for reasons that people are like watching this being like, oh, this guy's cool, I like him, I want to watch his content. No. I can't even prepare you for what this video is, so let's just play it.
Well, it didn't take long. It only took 2 years, literally to the day, December 27th, for my Filipino wife to become fully Americanized, hate everything about me and what I provide, and decide to leave. Yeah, welcome to the shittiest post that I'm ever gonna make. There's a lot to it, and I'm not gonna go into it, okay? But suffice to say, after providing and going on the Disney World trip, which included the funeral for my mom, I got up to day 6, I think, on that, because it all broke down at Magic Kingdom. Fucking ironic. And I didn't post anything after that, because when we got back from Orlando to St. Simons, Georgia, I was greeted with the announcement from Jayanne that she wanted a separation. And then I discovered through text that she had been discussing this with her family and making plans to also take the children. So, that's heavy, right? That's a nuke. And I'm gonna go into my bunker. So I came downstairs in my nice 4-story mansion and just stayed by myself through Christmas Eve and through Christmas Day. And I missed Christmas with my children. My in-laws, my mother and my father-in-law, and Jayanne, they proceeded to open the presents without me. Presents of which, all of which I bought. Yeah, the separation is a separation. I'm lucky enough to have a big house, and the logistics of it can be met right away, but I spent Christmas utterly by myself. And it's coming up on New Year's Eve, and I'm still alone. Because there's no communication from her. Why? Because she's communicating with her parents. She has the total backing and validation of her parents. Plus TikTok. All external sources of validation. And it's my position, my feelings are not relevant. She's got it figured out. She's got a plan. I'm waiting to hear what the plan is, and we'll see what happens from that point. But I'm pretty, I'm at peace with what has occurred, what could occur. I am done being Mr. Fix-It. Fix-It Felix. I'm not going to be the simp, nice guy, Fix-It Felix anymore. A relationship takes 2 people. And she made the decision for the separation. She's made the announcement and made plans with family to take our children back to the Philippines. And she's an adult. She has an accountability. It's on her to come to me and explain to me what her plan is, such that it is, and what can be done about it. So, surprise, no more countdown with the great fun in Disney World. It was a fucking disaster. And, that's the truth. Social media is not about the truth, but I'm about the truth, so that's what I give you. Thanks.
Okay, I had to let that whole thing play out. You may be wondering, like, Savannah, why are you laughing? Like, this is a family being broken up. This is sad, this poor guy. If you could watch through that whole video and not have a single red flag go up, like, I don't know what to tell you. First of all, and you're gonna hear this a lot the entire freaking time, my Americanized Filipino wife. That in and of itself is kind of like a dig at American women. So, okay, here we go. You're all probably thinking, like, is this like a mail order bride sort of situation? Which I don't even know what my feelings are about that because I don't really know much about all that. But this guy calls himself, he is a self-proclaimed passport bro. I had to look up what this is because I'm like, I'm sorry, a passport bro? And that's essentially what they call themselves when men, generally older conservative men, are sick and tired of American women. They hate dating us. We have impossible to meet standards, aka just like treat us like fucking human beings. Like, we don't want to be trad wives anymore. God forbid. We want to like have our own lives and contribute to the household financially. And they also say there's no loyalty, and I'm like, hi. I have plenty of like married loyal friends who are female. Like, there are plenty of loyal women who want to be wives, who want to have a partner in the United States of America. But meanwhile, I haven't been single in 17 years? Holy shit. My husband and I have been together since high school. Married for coming up on 13 years? Sorry, my dogs are barking. There's a garbage truck outside. So quite frankly, I don't know what it's like to date today. I don't want to know what it's like to date today. I would rather stay single for my entire life than ever have to date again, honestly, because like when you are a man who behaves and speaks, it has the ego of this guy. Gee, I wonder why women in America don't want to date you, sir. Like, I get the ick immediately when he starts talking. Obviously, that's just my opinion. Hey, ladies, like maybe someone's into this guy, but like, to me, his language, he's cocky. He really comes off as rude. His 4-story mansion, and he mentions that in so many of these videos that we're gonna watch. Like, he's always being like, my gorgeous 4-story mansion. I don't know what he does for work. I know he made some money in crypto. He had some videos about that. I think he's in business with his ex-wife. I don't know. Yeah, of course he has an ex-wife. Oh, not the ex-wife that he's talking about, the Jayan one. This was another ex-wife. I'm not sure what he does for money. Apparently he makes a lot of it. You kind of have to if you're gonna live in Hawaii. The thing is like you're looking at like the background of his video and it's like, what is all over the floor? Like, why does the floor look like that? It doesn't look like a nice mansion, which whatever. I mean, I'm not judging. Like, my house isn't great either. If you go on Jayan's TikTok, she posts a lot of videos like my day in a life of a Filipino housewife. Like, that's what her TikTok thing is. And it's like the house seems fine. It looks like a house. It doesn't look like a mansion. If it's 4 stories, cool. At what point do you need 4 stories to just like live in? But I digress. Anyway, yeah, passport bro. Also, apparently a crypto bro. You can fill in the rest of the blanks there. I'm leaving like all the comments on the screen for you to read too, and we can scroll through some of them because the comments are like chef's kiss. This person says, so you essentially bought a wife half your age and you're mad that you can't control her anymore. Again, I don't know what the situation was. I don't know if he paid for her or if he just went to the Philippines looking for someone to bring home with him. I don't know. This person, Jonesy, says, women don't leave homes where they're happy. I wish her all the best. Danny says, me, I, mine. Good for her. Exactly. Now, the other thing is, too, is maybe you caught this, but he was like, there's been no communication from her. And before he said that, he's like, so I just went downstairs. Now, I'm reminding you, this 4-story mansion, he appears to be living in like a basement or something of a 4-story mansion. And he's like, I've been alone since Christmas. It's like, just go upstairs. Right? Like, what in the world? Anyway, there's so much more to this. Okay, the next video he posts.
Woke up this morning to almost 1,400 comments on my last post about my wife requesting a separation. And the only thing I'm going to say about that right now, and not get into any details, although I know you all want to, hear more of the story, is that the reason I went public with what's going on. And I did that because I believe in this situation, transparency is the most important thing. I think it's the most important thing in any problem. Just be honest. Now, we've gotten to this point because there's been a little bit of dishonesty from Jayanne in the form of texting with her family and people behind my back, discussing things that she really should have just come to me with first. That was our agreement from the beginning of our relationship. We've struggled with it, and that deal was broken. And so I'm not talking to anybody behind her back. I'm talking about our problem to the world, so that there's no mistake that I am sincere and authentic in everything that I think and feel. I may not be right, and I'm probably not right in a lot of cases along the path that has gotten to this point. And I will be the first to admit my mistakes where I'm somewhat the bad guy.
Somewhat.
But overall, transparency is the key. And this is the new digital age we live in. This is a form of communication. Jayanne and I are not talking. And maybe it'll make things worse. Maybe it'll make things better. I don't know. But at this point, I just want a way forward without me making unilateral decisions and pulling triggers. Right? So stay tuned, because I would love nothing more than for Jayanne to come online with me and say what she wants, to, tell us her plan, right? To see where this can be fixed, if it's fixable at all. Honesty and authenticity. That's all I want. Thanks.
So you may be asking yourself, sir, why are you airing all of this dirty laundry to the world? And I think that's a question that a lot of people have had. It's just like, why are you doing this? No one knew who this guy was before. I don't know how many followers this guy had before this all blew up, but as of right now, he has like 42,000 or something like that, which is not nothing. But if we scroll back far enough on his timeline where no one's like really watching his stuff, yeah, I mean, he was getting a few thousand views per video. Ew, he posted Blair White? Make dates great again. Oh no. Oh no.
The people on these podcasts never ever have any long-term relationships to show for it. Can someone who's married start one of these podcasts? That would be great.
I'm going to say 3 controversial things about this video. What is this?
We're going to walk like this. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Go like this. And then
Oh,
here.
yeah, it's a loving look.
Yeah.
Oh. Wait, let me get this. You don't go. Stay shorter than me.
Okay.
And there are 3 challenges. Specifically, challenge to all the husbands and boyfriends out there, challenge to all the wives and girlfriends out there, and then challenge to all the couples out there, married or not. How much effort do you put into romancing in your relationship?
Okay, he's out here trying to give like actual relationship advice. Like, sir, you're a passport bro, and you had to settle for being a passport bro because American women find you disgusting. So I don't know if you should be out here giving dating advice. So his wife Jayanne has like over 80,000 followers right now, and if you go through all her comments, they're all very supportive. I mean, honestly, like scrolling through both sides of their TikTok comments, it is like all support for Jayanne. Like, I have not seen a single comment that's just like, hey man, this isn't your fault, like, where are all the passport bros now? Where are all your crypto buddies, sir? Where is everybody, and why is no one on your side? Yeah, whatever support this guy thinks he has, I haven't seen it. But anyway, let's continue.
It's the morning of New Year's Eve. Tomorrow will be 2025. And Jayanne
this one's
and I,
bad.
we still haven't spoken. But last night I saw, after an appointment, I brought home McDonald's. And I just put it on the counter and I sat on the living room couch. And he came down first. I didn't even know he was where he was. I didn't even know he was behind me. He came up behind me on the couch and just tapped me on the shoulder. And then came down the stairs, and she shouted, "Papa!" and bounced down. Both of them climbed up on the couch with me and just started jabbering away. It'd been a week since I'd seen them. And I moved them to the kitchen counter and I busted out the French fries and the McNuggets, and they gobbled it up.
Dad of the year.
I had texted Jayanne that I was going to be bringing home McDonald's for the kids, and she gave a thumbs up to that, so all was good. And then after they wolfed down the more fries, she said, "Up, up," which means she wanted to get down from the stool. And then she...
Where are the tears?
She took my hand and she led me to the living room, where we have a big movie screen, and she jumped up on the lazy boy and joined us munching on more nuggets, and I put on Monsters, Inc., and we watched a movie for about 45 minutes and got tired, and she scrambled back upstairs and stayed with me until he fell asleep. So I...
Still no tears.
I carried him up. And
His
I put
eyes
him
aren't
down
even wet.
against Jayanne's back. And I left them together so they could sleep. And I came back downstairs.
Need I remind you, he is living in the same house as them. He lives downstairs. Sir, I'm pretty sure you have a right to see your children. Just go upstairs. Listen, I'm sure this is hard for him, but let's look at it this way. If I got on social media to brag about how great of a mother I am every single time I buy my kids McDonald's and watch a movie with them, y'all would be bored real fast because it would be happening multiple times a week. Like, ooh, you bought your kids McDonald's, great job, wow, you're such a good dad. Why are you bragging about this? Sir, you are living in your own basement. This is your choice. And so then the other thing could be, you know, you could raise the argument, maybe he's just respecting her boundaries and whatever. I don't know, dude. Like, you're rich. Go stay in a hotel. Like, y'all are still living in the same house. I just don't get it. Hi, Pop-Tart. What a good kitty. Anyway.
The people saying that I neglected my children on Christmas. I didn't neglect them. My staying away and my staying downstairs is to honor the separation. But it's also for everyone to see what that means, what that separation means. It was intentional. And I am heartbroken by it.
On Christmas, dude? You couldn't just go upstairs and say Merry Christmas to your kids? Like, you are in the same residential unit. I don't get it. I'll honor the separation. Fine, don't see your wife, but like your kids and Christmas, like it just feels so slimy, like he's playing the victim so hard.
The stakes are high, and everyone needs to act with intention and clarity. So that's an update. Thank you.
All right, so now let's hear from Jayanne, the wife. We're finally getting to hear her side of the story. And you guys might be thinking like, okay, so this is just like family drama. No. It gets crazy. You gotta stick with me here. Okay, but first let's see what Jayanne has to say.
I think the word Americanized has nothing to do with someone who is disrespectful, especially to your people. Let's say that your closest people. It's because he disrespected my parents, screaming, snatching some things verbally and physically. So what I am thinking that time, you are freely disrespecting me and abusing me. I think that's enough. You can do it 24/7 to me. You can do it anytime, but to the point that you're gonna be disrespecting my people, especially my parents. I think that's what, draw the line. I think that's when the time that I said I want to separate. It's not because I wanted to separate just because I wanted it. I've dealt a lot with him for the last 2 years that I am here.
We got back from Orlando to St. Simons, Georgia. I was greeted with the announcement from Jayanne that she wanted a separation.
For the last 2 years, I am standing up for myself. I know it's really difficult because I have children, and I honestly doesn't want to separate with him. It's just came out to my mouth that I'm so fed up, I'm so done. It's because I'm so hurt and he's not gonna change. There's no way that he will change. All I know is if I didn't stop or I didn't make a move, it's gonna be a normal. He's gonna disrespect me, he's gonna disrespect my people, he's gonna disrespect anyone. So this is just me that, putting some boundaries.
Hate everything about me and what I provide and decide to leave.
He claims that I hated what he provides. As far as I remember, I'm always grateful for him. I'm always vocal, thanking him for my life right now. You can see my social media. I never criticizes him. It's always praising, even though there's something going on inside our house. I will never speak or talk about our fights on my social media. It's because I am protecting him and I'm protecting my children. We have kids, the next 10-20 years there's gonna be social media and they might see this. I think it's really selfish for him to post for views, for attention, for sympathy. If you can go up here and talk to me and you will say to people that out of transparency I will talk about it, but you're transparent to the public but you are not transparent to me. Just for clarification too, half of the trip paid by his ex-wife. All of the park tickets, Universal and also Disney World, it was paid by his ex.
Okay, I'm sorry, I have to pause it. This guy has been up here bragging about how much money he has, bragging about taking his family to Disney World, bragging about having a mansion and all this shit. And his ex-wife is the one who paid for that stuff? Now, I'll tell you a little spoiler here. He's going to come in and say like, oh no, I'm gonna be paying her back, so, whatever. Just to touch on some of the things she said, first of all, this poor woman, he has put her in a situation where she feels like she needs to respond and defend herself because of him, because he decided to start airing out their shit on social media. Who does that? Speaking personally, like I feel like I'm pretty open about plenty of things on social media, but there are things that I keep private in my private life, like especially, big things like this. It's like, imagine, my husband and I pretty much don't fight, but like, imagine if every time we fought, I like got on Instagram and was like, hey guys, you'll never believe this fight I just had. Like, no one does that. It's just the oddest fucking behavior. So now she's the one left to deal with all of it. But she's right. Like, she's spitting here. Everything she's saying is just kind of like, yup. Just listening to this guy talk and trying to get attention. Like, what are you doing, sir? Does he want sympathy? Does he want attention? Given the way he lives his life and the people he is inspired by, I can't say I'm surprised if he's gonna sit up here and try to be a victim. Oh, poor me, poor rich white man. Oh no. Like, no one feels sorry for you, dude. She can do so much better. She is absolutely beautiful. She seems like a sweet, kind-hearted person who deserves so much better, and I really do honestly hope she gets out. But it definitely gets more complicated. Just hang on. Let's finish listening to what she has to say.
I just wanted to let you know too that we have a really good relationship with the ex-wife, and to be honest with you, she's really nice to my kids and she's really nice to me. She's like my closest mother here in Hawaii. I can talk to her anytime, and she's really a good person. And I remember when we were in the mainland, she told us, my parents and me, and she said that this is my gift to you. You are wondering why my parents came over, because we supposedly go back to the Philippines for 3 months, just me and the kids. It's because I am really homesick. I've been here for 2 years. He promised me that we're gonna go back to the Philippines at least once or twice a year, but that never happened. And so I kept on telling him that I need to go back. It's because we have activities, like my ate is gonna get married, my big sister, and I am the maid of honor. And also I wanted to do some christening for the kids, and also I wanted to spend Christmas with my whole family. It's been 2 years since they haven't seen and they haven't met, because I gave birth to here in Hawaii, and it's just really a family thing. You need to go back, and it's just sad. It's because fast forward to the booking day, he already booked going back to the Philippines, and then that same day he canceled it too. It's because he said that I'm ungrateful. It's because I didn't said thank you right away. It's because at that time I got excited. It's because the ex-wife said that she's gonna come. Same day, the same exact day when he booked it, he canceled it right away. And I don't have any choice. It's because I don't have money. I don't have any control about
And I discovered through text that she had been discussing this with her family and making plans to also take the children.
I guess this can go unspoken. Like, he very clearly has control over her. She isn't given money. She isn't allowed to just, like, go visit her family. And I feel for her. Like, she probably is very homesick. And what I know about the Filipino people is that they do prioritize family a lot. Like, I lived in a neighborhood growing up. Some of my childhood best friends were Filipino, so like I would always go to their little like parties, and they would have lumpia. Oh my god, I would do anything for lumpia right now. But no, they were very tight-knit family growing up out there, and I even went to Catholic church with them and stuff. So I do know that culturally Filipino families are proud of their heritage. They would go back and visit the Philippines too, even though I think they were born in America, but whatever. And it just like almost triggers me because like, okay, not to like get too like, here are my personal problems, but like I cut my dad off a few months ago, back in like October, after 33 years of dealing with his shit. I'm not gonna get into the specifics, but what she said about this guy buying her a plane ticket and then immediately canceling it because she didn't say thank you, that is something my dad would have done. And he is an abusive, narcissistic, in my opinion. He would never go actually get diagnosed to figure out what the fuck is wrong with him. For example, like my dad, I remember one day he like installed a nice sound system in my room because he had bought a new one for himself. So he's like, here, you can have this one. And it had like a bass speaker and everything. That same day, he came into my room and ripped it out of the wall and took it away from me. And I don't remember what I did to deserve that, but I couldn't have been, I mean, I was a kid, dude. Like, I don't know. So like my dad's doing stuff like that too. I'm like, this behavior is not okay. It's not okay to do to your child, and it's not okay to do to your wife. It's very obvious why women in America don't want to date him. It's because he's controlling. He wants a submissive wife who's gonna bend to his every will. And like, I'm sorry, but actually I'm not sorry. Women, we are starting to realize our worth a lot more these days than we ever have before. There has been a lot of like liberation in feminist movements and stuff. And then you have this guy up here just like trying to act like he's the one who's so oppressed. And it's like, sir, I do want to sympathize with her because yeah, I don't have a romantic relationship with someone who treats me like this, but my father, like, I see a lot of my dad in a guy like this, and I'm like, ew, yuck, gross. Just trying to put on a front for everyone to believe that they have a perfect life, and really behind the scenes they're terrible to the people they love. Yeah, we don't know exactly what their fights entail and what kind of stuff he's done to Jayanne, but I can't imagine it's great. And she seems like a sweet enough person to kind of like push it all under the rug until she can't anymore. And that's why she was saying, like, I'm so fed up. But I'm so glad she's standing up for herself. So she does have these text messages on the screen. It's all in Filipino, so I don't know what any of it says. However, remember that video I brought up at the beginning of this video that inspired me to make the video you're watching right now? Derek Branch, his video. Long story short, like, we don't have to get into it, like, in detail, but he put it through, like, a translator, and it basically comes up and says that, like, all the stuff that Chad2Dad, whatever the fuck his name is, said that they were talking about behind his back, like, that's not what they were saying. So I'm sure someone in this audience is gonna be able to read these screenshots and know what it's all about. But generally, my understanding is like her just wanting to go back to the Philippines with her family. Nothing like, oh, they're scheming behind my back, like nothing. No, she's texting her sister about wanting to bring the kids back to the Philippines.
My ate, my big sister, is back in the Philippines. I contacted her about what's going on here, and then I told her that my mom is gonna go back same date with my papa, and she needs to book for my ate. But that didn't happen. It's because they had to rebook the ticket for them to go back to the Philippines. It's earlier because my papa supposedly go back to the Philippines on January 5th, but that didn't happen. They went back home yesterday, December 30, and they arrived at December 31.
So yeah, just another reminder, the Disney trip the guy was talking about, her parents were also on that trip, so that's why they were not in the Philippines at this time. So that's what she's talking about.
You know what's really sad is that my parents are very excited, especially my papa. He thought that it's gonna be a great trip, but it's disaster. They came here just to be disrespected. They stress na sobrang stress na mga mukha nila, alam mo yun. They're supposed to have a good time here, pero yung nakuha nila yung pambabastos. Sobrang sakit ng ulo ko kasi nakita ko yung mga mukha
Look at
nila.
real tears.
Nakita ko yung sakit, nakita ko yung...
So obviously she's not speaking English right now. I don't know what she's saying. If you juxtapose this crying with the Chad dude, there's obvious real emotion on one end here, and on the other there's Chad. We're just gonna call him Chad until we figure out what his fucking name is. It's just sad. Like, it's very obvious who is in the believable situation here. I probably don't have to explain that to you. Like, the internet already knows. Like, all these comments are just like, girl, we're on your side. They had a 28-year age gap, apparently. Now, age gap relationships aren't always a bad thing, but, like, yeah, that's a lot. I wouldn't personally, but girl, as soon as I heard him speak, I was like, I'm on her side, right? Not him acting like the victim. Yeah, he was trying to isolate her from her family, run my sister, and don't go back. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling too. If he promised her that they would go back because she was getting homesick and they would go visit the Philippines, and like, if he's got all this money, it's like, that shouldn't have been a big deal. But here she is just like, that never happened. He promised me that this would happen and it never happened. Knowing how important her family and her culture is to her, and he's just gonna give her all these false promises. Were you telling her that to get her to marry you? To agree to marry you? Being like, oh, don't worry, honey, like, we'll go back to the Philippines. You'll get to visit your family all the time. It's fine. Knowing that that is like the one thing that is important to her is family. And he's gonna pull that shit? Like, it's just, it is very manipulative and controlling. Right, and then the minute I heard my Filipino wife, I was on your side. Yeah, seriously, just call her your wife, dude. Doesn't matter. I think my 23andMe said I'm like of like English, like Scottish, like I'm as white can be. So it's like, imagine if my husband was running around being like, meet my English wife. No one does that. You don't do that. It's just so weird. The rest of that video is her speaking Filipino, so I'm not really sure what she was saying, but it felt very emotional. Okay, well, now we can get back to Chad. And this is, guys, this is when it gets fucking crazy. You thought that this was cringe and a little bit on the wild side? Let me show you this.
Welcome to the top floor of my 4-story mansion in Honolulu, Hawaii on New Year's Eve 2025. And you know why I know that my Americanized Filipino wife is not gonna leave me? She's pregnant. She may not love me, she may not want me, but she needs me. And that's what love is based on. Need. Don't fucking kid yourselves. Okay? Let's enjoy this New Year's Eve.
I'm gonna throw up. Like, he's just so cocky. He's like, haha, she's not leaving me now. Look it, I got her tied down by the ankle. She's carrying my baby again. Woo! Oh my god. Oh my god. And like, the audacity of him to be like, she's pregnant, therefore now she can't leave. Bitch, she can leave. And I really hope that she fucking does. Anyway, mass following of JN so she can leave him. The more you talk, the more it's clear. This is actually scary now. It's getting scary. Lord have mercy. Like, and then when this all started happening, it feels so dramatic, right? Where it's like, there's no way that this situation's real. So a lot of people have questioned, you know, whether or not this whole thing is real, but I honestly think it is. The emotions on JN's side, like, there's no way that this is all fake. Like, if we didn't have video of him and JN, and like, if you go to their TikToks, you can see years of stuff that I think mostly he posts, but but JM posts a lot too. She has like a series like A Day in My Life of a Filipino Housewife or something like that. So she does play into it, but I'm like, whose idea was it to start calling yourself a Filipino housewife, you know? I don't, whatever. If that was her idea, then good for her, but still. So the next video, there's fireworks going off in the background, so it's kind of hard to hear him. He does have subtitles on. I guess I'll try to run the audio through some kind of fixer, but I don't know if it'll work. But anyway, it's very distracting, but we have to watch it though, because it is incredibly unhinged.
Happy New Year to all of you around the world. 2025 from Honolulu, Hawaii.
Notice how he said Hawaii that time, not Hawaii. He was saying Hawaii before, and I think if you've lived there your whole life, I think that's how you pronounce it. Like, you want to talk about who's being Americanized right now. Anyway.
If you've been following me, you know that for the last week, my life has been really, really bad. I've been separated from my wife, Filipino, that I imported because I was a passport bro.
That's a note that I didn't catch before. He imported her. He's talking about her like she's goods. I had this wine imported from France. Like, you're talking about her like she's property. Anyway.
We have 2 children. They're my children. Don't question the DNA.
No one's doing
that. And we recently had a big problem, you know. I tried to do the grand thing with a big family trip.
That his ex-wife apparently paid for, but he did the grand thing.
Brought her parents over here, and that connected my wife to her parents. And the family bond to the Filipinos is the most important thing. And it bothered me, so I insulted my wife's parents, and that pissed her off. But to the point where she said she wanted a separation.
Okay, first of all, he's like, my wife's pregnant, so I can finally tell you all what I did to fuck everything up, basically. And now he's going off and like finally telling us what he did to make her say, I would like a separation, please. He got mad that Filipino culture values family. And so he felt the need to then insult his father-in-law. And did he say his dad, her dad, or her mom, or parents? I don't know. He felt the need to go and insult them. Just such a jerk, dude.
She walked that back. Go watch her TikToks. But that's how emotional she was about it. It's going off. It's been a bad week. And I thought this whole thing would culminate in he said, she said, and both of us getting a chance to tell our own stories. But that's all been wiped out with the fact that Jan is pregnant.
Spoiler alert, no, it doesn't end here. If you thought it ended here, you're wrong. Just the audacity of this man to be like, well, she's pregnant now, so nothing matters. Like, she has to stay now. That's just not reality, dude. And he knows he has like a stranglehold on this woman, being like, what are you gonna do? Are you really gonna leave me while you're pregnant with my child? He's feeling so cocky right now in this moment.
Yeah, she got pregnant on Thanksgiving 2024. She's 5 weeks pregnant, so, it's stuff there. I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I'm a family man. Stepping it up. I'm stepping it up to be there in the most crucial way that would truly good both after I dissed her family, cut her off.
After I dissed her family. Wait, who cut her off though? I'm confused. What does he mean he cut her off? Is he bragging about like sending her parents home early? Being like, I'm cutting you off from your family. No fucking wonder she wants to separate. Oh my god.
She's got me. I'm not gonna do it. She's so good. She's fucking good. I'd like it. Yeah. For that, he gets my the most special.
I'm not really sure. I made out at the end. For that, she gets my total devotion and support. But it's like, I don't know what he said before that. The fireworks were too loud and his subtitles were just plain wrong or not there. Why weren't you giving her your entire devotion and support before? Like, this is your 3rd kid together? Like, you had 2 other chances to give her your full devotion and support. What changed? She stood up for herself and now you want to start treating her well? It's just sickening. The rest of this video is just him filming the fireworks. It's stupid. stupid. You are extremely creepy. There's something psychologically very off with you. Jayan deserves way better. He said imported, right? Dude, you bought a human. I find you disgusting. I would be curious to know if it was literally like a mail order bride situation, or if it was like he actually went there. I know I already said this, but like, I don't know that situation. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to know. But either way, saying he imported his wife sounds a bit like he, just like paid for her and had her sent over there. And I'm like, people still do that in America? Oh, apparently angry white men who don't want to date American women because we're just too stuck up and we have too high of standards and we hold ourselves with more respect than ever before. Nope, we're undateable now, apparently. All right, next.
My Filipino wife has been Americanized.
So we're back to
My
this.
Americanized Filipino wife. That seems to be triggering a lot of people. Let me explain what I mean. In America, if a wife, even a girlfriend, is not happy in the relationship, all she has to say to the world on social media, and especially to the government, I'm not happy. And if she drops the word abused or anything.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to click that space bar. It was like my muscle just triggered, like I had to stop it unconsciously. If a woman is unhappy in a relationship, or anyone for that matter, like not just women, but I mean, we are specifically talking about women and standing up for yourself as a woman and all those things. So I guess it's relevant to say woman, but you know what I mean. Being unhappy is enough of a reason to leave. Something tells me it's not just a matter of Jayan just being unhappy. Like, what are you doing to make her unhappy? Like, very clearly there's more to it than you just disrespecting her parents. Like, he's probably been disrespecting her this entire fucking time. But he's just like, in America, did you guys know that women can just like ask for a divorce? Yup. Yeah, for now anyway. Hopefully we still have a right to do that in the coming years. I'm not gonna hold my breath, but anyway. It's just like this guy clearly does not see women as people. Like, he doesn't see his wife as a wife. He sees her as property, in my opinion, based on the words that have come out of his pie hole. I cannot believe that he's just like spouting this shit all over the internet. I can't.
The American system steps in. It steps in to protect her against any for any allegations that she makes.
Yes, believe all women. It's literally saving women's lives. And yeah, there are some women who will make up shit and they're lying about their man and they were never actually abused. That is few and far between when that happens. And that's that, dude. Like, most women don't need to come out here and accuse a man of something so terrible just for no reason. Like, most of us don't do that. Most of us care about other people and we don't want to ruin someone's life just because we're unhappy in a marriage. Like, it's just the victim mentality here is what is going on, and I hate it.
And the man's side of the story is, it's all assumed. I'm an evil, controlling, patriarchal, oppressive white dude.
Are you not?
And the narrative instantly becomes me bad, she victim.
But like, before Jayan even came out and told her side of the story, the video we watched, people still were like, sir? Without even hearing her side. Like, we all kind of were like, yeah, it sounds like a you problem, my guy. Just by the way he speaks, the way he holds himself. And then when Jayan came out and had her response, everyone's just like, yeah, we didn't even need to hear any of this. We all already knew, you know?
So the fight that we're having, that's still there. Okay, that's always going to hang over my head. I'm a passport bro. I brought her here. I married her here. I signed all the government forms saying that I will support her for a minimum of 10 or 1,000 years. I don't know. I don't even know what I signed. And all you dudes out there who have been through this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Americanized means weaponization of the male-female relationship to benefit the female, because family court is not a judicial system. It's a corporation. For profit.
The thing is, sir, is when you say this shit, you come from a life of privilege as a white American man. And when women start getting more rights, more equality, it starts to feel like oppression to you, doesn't it, bud? It's not oppression. You're just mad that you can't control women anymore. Not American women anyway, apparently. So then you have to go off to a foreign country and by a woman. Sir, how do you not realize that you are the problem? If American women don't want you, there's probably a reason. And now apparently even the bride you bought doesn't want you. So it's like you're very clearly the problem.
Digging into the pockets of dads, of men, because yeah, we're in a patriarchal system and men still have most of the money.
Yeah.
Now that's exactly what's true in our relationship. She doesn't have any money. I have all the money. And that's control. You know, a relationship can go south when the woman has lost love for her man and she's just going for the bag. And if she goes for the bag, she's going to get a huge portion of that. That's what I mean by Americanized.
That's not a part of like American culture. Oh yeah, in American culture, you marry a man to get all his money and then you leave him and then you have money. It's like, no, what? What? He is so delusional. He's living in La La Land alongside every other man who believes this. I don't know how to tell you that that is not reality, sir. What you're saying right now is not part of any culture.
Jayan is solidly Filipina, and that comes with a lot of stuff. And one of those things is she's going to be fiercely defensive for her family, her mom and dad. And this whole fight is hinging on the fact that I disrespected her mom and dad. Never mind that they disrespected me too. We'll get into that later. But Jayan is not Americanized in that she's materialistic or even greedy. But she senses and she knows the support that she would get if things really got ugly between us. The American system is on her side, not mine, not the man's. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, that's it for now. More later. Happy New Year.
I feel like with that, he was also trying to be like, well, she's, you know, a gold digger. We have, the more he tries to explain, the worse it gets. She's not your property. A happy woman never leaves. One big red flag. So happy she got out. Walking red flag. Literally, the more you explain, the worse it gets. I feel so sorry for her. She's so young and deserves happiness. True. In America, we have no fault divorce. She doesn't need a reason, and that must make you insane. Exactly. That's what I'm getting to. I just feel like he's feeling the patriarchy collapse beneath his feet, which it's not. I'm sorry. As much as I would love to say that the patriarchy is absolutely collapsing, it's super not. For the first time, I think in American history, this upcoming administration will have less women in it than the administration that came before. So yeah, no, I think your patriarchy is fine, dude. The victim shit is obnoxious and it's not cute. You just look like a whiny, sad little boy.
So a couple of my videos have gone viral. I'm the guy who
He's looking pretty
is
rough.
separated from his Americanized Filipino wife. Yeah, I'm Chad2Dad. I'm a grandiose narcissist who had a dream, and it was to turn my life around and not be stacking bodies, and I wanted to be a dad.
Okay, first of all, a lot to unpack there. Did he just call himself a narcissist? Also, stacking bodies. I know what he meant. I know he meant like a body count, but saying stacking bodies sounds like you're a serial killer, dude. I'm not accusing him of being that. I'm just saying that's a really weird thing to say. Stacking bodies. I don't think that that's the right terminology he was going for. Anyway.
You know, it happened late in life because I was married for a very long time prior to that, and it didn't happen. So, you know, go do your digging and you'll meet my ex-wife and you'll get all the drama. But the drama seems to be centered around two narratives. One narrative, I'm a sick, creepy, oppressive, controlling, rich bastard who uses my power, influence, wisdom, and wealth to control an innocent, naive, dumb, third world woman. And the second narrative is I'm the victim of a manipulative, conniving, long game playing gold digger.
Stupid.
What's missing from all this is the real narrative, our story, our love. Yeah, we have problems, but we have a lot of love.
I'm sorry, you can't buy love. And that's what he did. He tried to buy love. Imagine being the ex-wife. Like, you're married to this guy for however many years, you divorce, and he goes, you know what? I can't date American women. They're not submissive enough. And then he resorts to being a passport bro. Like, this ex-wife must be just sitting in the corner, just like eating all this popcorn. Ooh, I want popcorn. It must be so gratifying to have been married to this man for so long and have them resort to what he resorted to, allegedly, to find love again, to find someone who will be submissive enough to him.
We're putting it out there because it needs to be told.
No, I don't think it does.
All right? And it is helping us. JN watches her supporters and I watch my supporters. And we come back to the table and say, okay, you know, are we just fucking walking memes? Or do we have our own identities? And we're united in fighting for our own identities. So, you know, thanks for the views. It ain't going to change what happens. It's all projection of folks' own hatreds and prejudices and experiences in life.
What do you know about prejudice, sir? Please. Seriously? The audacity.
But this is its own. And you're welcome to keep watching if you'd like. And we'll watch back, okay? Bye. Thanks.
Was that a threat?
She buried herself under the covers and said, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, it's my husband. What? Hey everybody, Chad2Dad here. What's really surprising me are the passport bros, the passport bro community coming at me as hard as the bitter divorcees.
So even your own community thinks you're wrong. Oh, that's really interesting. People who know what it's like to be a passport bro, whatever the fuck that even means. I guess there's a whole community of them, of men in America who want submissive wives and can't find it here. Sir?
Saying that I'm giving up the gig, that I'm ruining it for them, that I'm giving the bitter has-beens too much ammunition and fodder. That it's been quiet for a little while in the passport bro world, and so this is the chickens coming home to roost. You know, this is the shoe dropping. All the bros that went out during pandemic, you know, to get their bride, who come back and are all starting to have problems now. I don't know. Okay, I'm just being honest about the problems that I'm having with JN, and I don't know if it has anything to do with passport bros or just us as individuals.
I think it has something to do with you as an individual, sir.
But I want to tell a little story for all you passport bros. You know, think that you discovered something or you onto something that's now being ruined. This was going on way sooner than now, long before social media, long before the internet. Let me tell you a story about Zenaida Bastos. 1985, I'm taking a break from college. I'm 19 years old and I want to get into the real world, so I start a job as a print operator at Postal Instant Press on Kapiolani Boulevard near Ala Moana Center. And one day she got hired as a receptionist. Cute, super cute Filipina. She asked me out on a date. So I borrowed my brother's old Corolla and picked her up. We went I had a hot date. It was really nice. And she said, you want to come back to my place? I said, okay. So we came back, went to her place, and, you know, we had a good time. She was living in a house with 4 or 5 other women in her own room, and I thought that was cool, you know, just working girl. The next morning, about 6:30, there's a massive disturbance outside in the living room. And she buried herself under the covers and said, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, it's my husband. What? So I pull up my shorts and I go out into the living room and she's kind of following me. And this really super old dude, he must have been at least 30, was standing in the living room.
I'm sorry. A really super old dude had to have been at least 30. Dude, what? I know that he said he was 18 or 19 at this point. I feel like when I was 18 or 19, I didn't look at a 30-year-old and go, wow, you're super old. And especially now, like, I'm 33. Don't be coming at me with that super old shit. Sir, you're projecting. You want to talk about a pretty young Filipina girl with an old husband? I'm pretty sure you got that age gap much more than whatever this story was. Because if he was 30 and this guy's sleeping with someone who's maybe 18 or 19, like, that's like a 11 year age gap. He has a 28-year age gap with JN right now, which again, I'm not judging. I'm judging about other things in their relationship before I'm judging about the age gap, but regardless, anyway.
With his fist bunched, looking like he was about to kill somebody. And he took one look at me and I took a look at him and I knew the deal. And he looked past me to Zenaida and said, "Come home." And she just shrunk back in her room. And then the other ladies in the house sort of stepped in to, tell him he needed to leave. This was inappropriate. Things were going to get ugly. And man, I had my shirt in my hand and my slippers already on my feet, and I was out the door. Zenaida didn't come back to work the next day, and I don't know what happened to her.
That sucks.
But she was a mail order bride. This is before the internet, as I already said, when you had to flip in the back of a magazine and see pictures and then respond to ads and then make calls and then fill out forms to get a bride that you probably didn't have any chance of knowing or communicating with before she arrived. So, passport bros these days, they have a lot of tools at their disposal to establish communication rapport and use the emotional energy that it takes to create a relationship before you import somebody over here.
Again, just like talking about these women like their property, like their things and not people. But yeah, the way he talks about mail order bride and importing people, something tells me that that was kind of the arrangement with him and JN. I don't know for sure, but yeah.
Yeah, don't come at me, passport bros. This is an evolution, not the end. Thanks for watching. Bye.
This is an evolution. An evolution of what? Do you even believe in the theory of evolution? Please. I doubt it. JN posted another update, I believe right after this one. I'm not sure which one I should watch first because I don't know what came first. Let's hear from JN. I'm sick of seeing Chad's face. So she posted a little update video in response to a TikTok comment she received.
I just wanted to give you an update. I am safe and the kids are safe, and I just wanted to thank all of you for your positive comments, supporting me through this process, and I just wanted to let you guys know that I am not setting up any GoFundMe or any donations. It's because I don't want to disappoint people, and part of my culture as much as possible, especially you have children, if you can work things out, just work things out. Since the day that I shared my side of the story, we have been talking, and also we came up to some resolutions and conditions that now that I am 6 weeks pregnant, I am going back to the Philippines on my second trimester. I know it's not a good idea for me to go back to the Philippines because something might happen, but for me it's really important for me to go back. It's because this is also one of our problems, one of the root of our problems, that me longing to my home country and him thinking that I don't like to be in here. So we're just resolving little by little. I just wanted to clarify too that I am not getting any allowance and I don't have credit card. So everything that I am purchasing, I have to ask permission, and this needs to be discussed. So if you want something, we're gonna discuss it. This is how our marriage works. Honestly, I'm not the typical Filipina that's sending money to support my family back home, and I cannot send any money because I don't have it, first of all. And also, my family have a business in Manila. We have businesses there. Our parents send us to a nice school growing up, so basically we have the money growing up, and I honestly have to say this, that I have eaten really great restaurants back home than here because it's really expensive here. Anyway, just wanted to say thank you everybody.
It's just sad to me that she felt the need to defend herself in that way, to be like, oh, by the way, like, I'm not sending money back home to the Philippines, like, I don't even have an allowance, like she's a child, dude. Anyway, all right, back to Chad. So Chad is posting a response to JN's first response, it looks like, with the hashtag disrespect.
They came here just...
The 5 things that I did to disrespect my Filipino in-laws.
5 things? Dude, you were on vacation with them in Disneyland and you have a list of things that you did to disrespect her family? What a prick.
Now, I qualify Filipino because different cultures get disrespected in different ways. So don't come at me for being a racist. This is the context. Hi, Chad2Dad here. Had a horrible Disney World experience with my in-laws. And I'm just going to tell my side of it. Not my side of the story, but I'm going to say what I did to disrespect my Filipino mother and father, and as well as my sister.
Again, when he says my Filipino mother and father and my sister, he's talking about Jayan's biological family.
I did not eat the food that they cooked. It wasn't because I didn't like it, and it wasn't because I wasn't hungry. It's because I protested. I didn't eat the food that they cooked. And then number two, when they left the food out on the table, that stayed out all day, when we came back from one of the Disney World days, I called them slobs for leaving the food out.
It sounds to me like if you didn't want to eat it, you like refused to eat it by choice, not because you weren't hungry. You just didn't want to eat it. It sounds to me like your issue with American women is that our standards are too high. But meanwhile, you seem to have pretty high standards about other things. So why is it okay for you to have high standards, but like, God forbid, Jayan doesn't want to be in a committed relationship with a man who disrespects her all the time?
Number three.
You're losing count already.
I clapped sarcastically when Mama finally stepped in and helped Jayan by bathing the kids after a long day. I clapped loud and long and sarcastically.
Loud and long is what the... Why? See, I feel like that needs more context. Baby, you're making me move stuff. At first, before he said the whole long and loud thing, I was assuming he was going like, yay! You know, because like his kids are getting a bath. Yay! You know, no, but he's just like... Sorry, I didn't want to blow out the mic, but you know what I mean. Like, why were you doing that? That's very odd behavior.
Number 4. I snatched the keys out of Papa's hands.
Why would you do that? Just like be respectful and lightly take them. Like, why are you snatching shit? Were you in a bad mood? Were you in a bad mood because they were already mad at you for being a disrespectful prick? Were you mad at people for being mad at you? He seems like the kind of guy who would be like that. Like, instead of trying to rectify situations and do right by people that he's hurt, he's just gonna be like, well, I'm mad at you now. I hate people like that, dude. If you bring up an issue, say, I'm mad at you because of this, and the other person decides that they're gonna be mad at you right back just because you're mad at them, it's like, that's toxic, that's a red flag, like, get the fuck out. Anyway.
Spent his morning loading the car up, getting ready to go back to Georgia, and he went to hand the keys to me, and I just snatched them out of his hand.
What a dick.
And went down to start the car. And number 5. I told Ate, fuck you too, when she said that I was being a bad host. All right, that's the facts. That's the truth. Those are the top 5 things that I did.
Fuck you too? That would be something that would follow up after you saying fuck you to someone else. So did you say fuck you to Jayan? Who did you say it to? And then you look at the sister and you go, ah, fuck you too. Like, no one says fuck you too if they didn't just say fuck you to someone else. Like, I feel like he's leaving out so much. There's so much context that needs to be given in this situation. Like, why did you say that? Why did you behave that way? What is happening, sir? Are you okay? I don't think he's okay. One of the comments says, is this rage bait? It could be. It really could be. Oh my god, imagine if it is rage bait. Imagine if all of this is fake. I'd feel happy that Jayan isn't actually in a shitty relationship like this with a guy like this, but like, he's either a really good actor or this is all totally real. Sounds like a lot of disrespect. Yeah, pretty disrespectful. This person's like, why did you behave that way? Exactly, we need more context. That's disrespectful in every region, not just the Philippines. Yeah, I choose the bear, exactly. Note that he said top 5 things. Oh, did he? Oh my god, this ain't even the full list, y'all. Holy shit. I'm so happy you posted all these videos to help her in court. That's the nicest thing you've probably ever done for her. You make me sick. Get help. Chad, too sad. Oh yeah, this Anna Beauty person, that's the show I was thinking of. I was like, this is giving 90 Day Fiancé, that's what it is. I couldn't remember what the name of the show was, but yeah, it's giving that a little bit, isn't it? All right, so now we're gonna get a response to Jayan's second response, or her update or whatever. Good old Chad's gonna respond to all of it. Great.
To clarify too that I am not getting any allowance and I don't have credit card. So everything that I am purchasing, I have to ask permission and this needs to be discussed. So if you want something, we're gonna discuss it. This is how our marriage works.
Everybody, Chad2Dad here, coming
That was
at you with
cringe.
some more rage bait, which I just simply call the truth and reality. And I'm happy today because I get to spend some time with my son as I do a little remodeling in my basement that I've been hanging out. Now, I saw my wife post on TikTok yesterday, I think it was.
Okay, he's not in a basement. You can see that there's a window with light behind him. Unless, like, Hawaiian basements aren't actually in the ground. I guess I wouldn't know. If you're gonna try to tell us that this is a basement, sir, we can see out your window.
She has to ask permission to get money. Like, yeah, actually, that's true. And when I thought about it, I realized that was pretty fucking embarrassing. It's not like I spend a lot of money on myself. I don't go drinking with the boys or golfing or play video games, stuff like that. See, my philosophy is the money that I earn is the family's money. There's no mine and all that.
Okay, then why does she have to ask for permission to buy something? See, these things aren't adding up when you say that.
You know, what she said was pretty triggering. So I want to tell you something.
Oh, guys, he's triggered. Oh, boy.
I've come up with a plan. And the plan is for Jan to earn the money that she wants. And how are we going to do that? She started a business. She started business as a landlord.
If the money you make is the family's money, then why does she need to start her own business as a landlord? Of all of the things, like, I would guarantee that Jayanne has skills. Like, she could be skilled in something, you know? She went to good schools in the Philippines is what she said. So why a landlord? Really? Yeah, I think she mentioned that they had an Airbnb or something at one point too. So it's like, go figure, these conservative crypto bro, passport bros are out here like, you know what we need to do? Invest in real estate. Let's get some Airbnbs going. Like, drive up the price of housing even more than it already is. Yes. So sickening, man.
That way she can file taxes and contribute to Social Security. She needs to do that anyway to become a U.S. citizen and learn responsibility with money. Landlords have a lot of responsibility. They have a lot of overhead, right?
Okay, so why would you make her start that business then? Why would you make her become a landlord? A business that apparently has so much overhead. She doesn't have any money.
Construction that I'm doing down here, she's going to have to pay for that out of the first couple, 3, 4, 6 months of the rent. And any maintenance and support that I give her, she got to pay me like a handyman. And learn responsibility with money by running a business, profit, loss, everything else. Yeah, early on in our marriage, after about a year, I just stopped giving her money because I was getting pissed off at the waste.
Wait, early in their relationship, he stopped giving her money. Meanwhile, did he not just get done saying, it's all our money? Any money I make is for the family. Dude, you're contradicting yourself and just making yourself look so gross. What he's doing, being like, trying to teach her responsibility, that's something you do to a teenager. You start a lemonade stand, you know? Well, don't do that. Don't make your kids do that. But you get the idea. Like, if you want something, you gotta work for it. Okay, great. Like, he's acting like she's never had to work for anything in her entire life. And I don't know her, but something tells me she's probably more responsible than you're giving her credit for.
And another thing is, I don't feel like a wife should get paid to be a mom.
Being a mother is a full-time job. Here I am doing my job that I do make money from. My son is downstairs. If you all even knew how many times I've had to stop this video to go downstairs and do stuff with him. Parenting is hard, especially with young kids, man. It sounds to me like he's just super excited to have a third kid because he's not going to be the one having to take care of it. It's like, you didn't even go upstairs to see your kids on Christmas. Like, I don't think that you're the dad of the year. You think you deserve an award for buying your kids McDonald's, dude.
You're both contributing to the family with your sweat equity. I do sweat equity as well as cash. And a mom taking care of kids, being a stay-at-home mom, that's her investment in the family. I don't think you should get paid to be a mom.
But you're saying that your money is her money. So, like, you're not paying her to be a mom. You're just sharing finances. I don't understand it. I don't get what his holdup is here. Why he keeps, like, changing definitions around.
I don't know if this will work. But I think I found a way for Jan to generate the income that she wants, contribute to her citizenship, and earn the money that she has so that she can be more responsible for it. And stop saying that she needs permission from me to spend money or to get money. Thanks. Bye.
So he's just like, no, I don't give her money because she doesn't work for it. She's out here making up lies about me on TikTok and saying that I don't give her money. No, she has to work for it. It's like, no, you just seem like a fucking jerk, man. You're a jerk. Now, the rest of this video has his kid in it, so I'm not going to show it. He's trying to show off about how great of a dad he thinks he is. When the person who makes the money is the only person that controls the money and makes the rules about the money, it's called financial abuse. You are everything wrong with American men. Okay, so other people are saying this is financial abuse also, and I've never really looked into the meaning behind all that, but it does seem abusive, right? Like, it just seems really controlling. May this kind of love never find me. This made me delete my dating profile. Right, she's an adult, not your child. You're describing coercive control. Damn, this is crazy, and the fact that you think what you're saying is okay, crazy. You need therapy. Ladies, this is why you build your own career and money prior to marriage. Financial independence is freedom. Well, I think that's different because she's a mail order bride, apparently. Controlling and disturbing. You make me appreciate my husband so much more. Yeah, same, dude. Keep digging. Being a housewife and stay-at-home mom is a job. This is sickening. Speaking of waste, you should be mad at the money you spent on that haircut. Oh, shit. You want power and control. It is not family money. You are a gross man. No wonder why she wants out. Yeah. I think he should look up the cost of daycare a week, how much a chef costs and a house cleaner costs just to start, and then add over time. Then pay her accordingly. Good thought there.
Somehow my ex-wife got dragged into this story as the sponsor of everything, that I'm broke, and my ex-wife paid for the Disney World trip, the airfare, and everything. And that's interesting because we just worked out the bill to reimburse her because she did book the Disney World trip as a matter of convenience.
Jayanne said that it was a gift from her, that the trip was her gift to Jayanne and the kids, so that the family could come out and they could all go to Disneyland together. That doesn't sound like a gift if you're having to pay her back, so I don't know what to think about that.
But I owe her back $803.80, minus the airfare that I paid for her to go over. But in that conversation with my ex, gave her an update on what's happening with Jayanne and I. And at the end of the conversation, she said, "You guys are liars." I said, "What do you mean?" She says, "You're making this up. You know, you're just making up this drama for views. You know, you both like social media, and it's just bullshit." And I said, no, we were liars before this. We were kidding ourselves before the Disney World disaster. You know, we were putting out there that we were this perfect couple who had beaten the odds, that we could overcome the age gap, culture gap, power gap, and everything else. And that I, late in life, achieved my dream of having children, and she achieved her dream of getting out of poverty.
That's not a dream. That is a basic human right to be able to afford to eat and have shelter and stuff. Like, that's not a dream. That's something that everyone should be afforded. That's so gross of him to say. But hey, at least he's being honest and being like, yep, you know, here's a good lesson in social media. Everything you see on social media isn't real. He basically just verified that for us. Thanks, Chad.
No, that was the lie. We were liars before this, and now we're facing the truth. And the truth is, yeah, we have the fundamental problems of any marriage, but we have completely different expectations. We had different expectations of how life would go with this, you know, massive challenge before us. And I've always believed, and I do believe Jan believed, that it was driven by love.
You bought her. You bought her like a product.
Doesn't override the transactional nature of our relationship, the way every relationship has transactional natures.
No, I'd say probably most, at least American relationships, don't have transactional nature behind it. Like, what are you talking about? You can live in your little delusional land all you want, sir. Maybe the love was genuine on both or even just one side. I don't know. But to try to say that every relationship is like that is like, you do not live in the same reality as the rest of us, dude.
It's gotten really real because Jay and I have been talking, and she's going to go back to the Philippines. Here's the letter. Hi, baby loves. I'm writing you a letter to tell you formally that I will go back to the Philippines on my second trimester, second week of April 2025. I know that it's going to be hard on you, me taking the kids back to my home country, but I think it's going to be the best decision to work our falling relationship. I would also like to have a written letter that you are allowing me to take the kids, allowing me to take the kids with me. I don't want to be in a position where I am being accused of something I have no intention of doing. The kids will be taken care very well with my family's help, as well as me during this pregnancy. I hope this time frame being away would also help you to focus on your work and business, Jayan. So the plan is she will go back because she will get better support from her family there. Because here in Hawaii, it's just us. It's just two parents, raising two toddlers and now, a third on the way. Well, it's scary. It's scary for both of us because, for me, it's if it's a willing departure, then I trust that she comes back. She wants to come back in the final trimester and have our third child here in Hawaii because it's better to have a child in America. That's a good part of being Americanized, I guess, because our first child was born in Manila and he contracted meningitis in the hospital and was in NICU for 14 days. And then she's trusting me to take care of them, provide them with everything they need while they're there. And the hardest part will be, for me personally, being away from my children. And I know it will be hard for Jayan because, I'm very bonded to them. They're very bonded to me, and she enjoys seeing that. That's what a family is. But it's also the reason why the Disney World trip happened and not her going back to the Philippines because she was homesick. I know she mentioned in an earlier post that I reneged on an agreement that she could go back for a couple of months. And the real reason I reneged on that is because after I'd agreed to it and actually booked the tickets, I was going to be without my children for 3 months.
Oh, so it was a selfish thing. You knew that your wife really desperately wanted to go back to the Philippines, be with some family, bring her kids over to have them experience the culture over there, because it is part of their culture. They're half Filipino. You booked the flight and then immediately regretted it because you were going to be uncomfortable? I mean, 3 months is a long time, sure. But, let her have this, dude. Just let her have it.
It wasn't a bad renege or, cancellation, because all I said to her was, just picture yourself being without for 3 months. And it was settled that way, to be continued with something else.
Sounds fucking manipulative.
Was the Grand Disney World trip. And I'm going to talk about that again.
She wanted to go to the Philippines. He was like, yeah, sure, never mind, psych. And then his ex-wife was like, no, it's okay. I will gift you guys a Disney World trip with your parents and your sister so you guys can be together and have fun together. So your ex-wife is out here cleaning up your mess, your disrespect. This dude is a full-grown toddler.
I want to give more explanation as to why I was rude and disrespectful to her parents, but it's late, and I just need to process what we're going to do. And we've got 4 months to figure it out and refine it. And I hope Jayan chimes in on the situation. Okay, bye.
That was the last of his videos. I believe Jayan, she just posted a new update 16 hours ago. I haven't even seen this, so see what's all going on here.
Filipino wife here. I just wanted to give you an update since Chad2Dad went out with the kids to go to the park. This is my best time to engage with you. I just wanted to apologize for not engaging and posting too much. It's because if you know, the first trimester is really difficult. And I have 2 toddlers that constantly want my attention and
a deadbeat dad living downstairs. We get it.
just a mother that keeping up with all of the mess that they did, by the way. And also, I am so overwhelmed with all of the videos and all of the tags and all of the comments saying their 2 cents, and I cannot really cope up. I didn't really realize that I will get too much of this attention, and I'm just really overwhelmed right now. I just wanted to clarify for the second time, I am not going to set up any donations or GoFundMe. It's because I think that there's right people that needed it more than me. It's because with your follows, with your support, you already changed my life. It's because I just wanted to give you an update that I'm already monetized. So thank you so much for supporting my channel.
I should
With
follow
all
her.
of the attention that I am getting, I cannot stop thinking of what is gonna be my voice, what's next to me, how am I gonna use this platform to educate women to have their own money. It's just, I just felt that I was given a responsibility to educate women that you need to have your own money, or you need to have your own skill. So if there's uncomfortable situation, you can easily get out. And to all of the Filipino that is defending me, I just wanted to say maraming salamat. As in, sobrang full yung heart ko kasi nararamdaman ko kayo, at sobrang, oh my gosh, naiyak ako. Sobrang thank you, as in sobrang salamat kasi alam mo yun, kahit na malayo ako, nararamdaman ko yung suporta niyo. Just wanted to say thank you.
Yeah, if she's monetized, then where is all her money going? Hopefully not in a joint bank account. Anyway, I gave her a follow because I think she deserves any money I can possibly send her way. Hopefully she can just get out of this situation. Yeah, dude, I just feel like she's a wonderful, like, kind person and, like, doesn't deserve to be in the mess that she's in right now. That's basically it. To end it, I will say that Chad2Dad has a second TikTok channel where he talks about crypto, and I was just watching before I started filming that he has a video, like, giving advice to passport bros, and it's like, I don't think that you're the right person to be giving people advice. So if all of this is fake, I'll be shocked, honestly. I'll be relieved for Jayan, but I don't think this is fake. I think this guy is just an example of what at least half of the men in this country are behaving like, and they really truly don't like women standing up for themselves. They don't like when women aren't submissive. They don't like when women have their own interests, when they make their own money. They don't like any of that shit. And even when he is saying, like, she needs to make her own money, it's like, it's gonna be my way. I found a way for her to make money. She's going to be a landlord and she's gonna pay me for handyman work, and it's like, there's no independence there, and that's by design. He's the one who has made it so that she has no independence, you know? So it's all very sad, and I really hope Jayan finds a way out. If you guys, I don't know, if this video does well, if people want to hear more, and if anything else happens, like I can maybe do a live stream or something doing updates. Yeah, I don't know. This is just, like, so out of left field for me as far as my content and stuff, but I had to cover this because it's wild. Just wild. Like, this guy is out here creeping the entire internet out in front of millions of people. And yeah, anyway, so let's end it here, guys. But before I do, I just want to say thank you to my patrons and my members, guys. The list of names I'm about to read off are my financial supporters. They get access to things like our private Discord server. We have a postcard club, and sometimes even more than that. So if any of it sounds good to you, you can go to patreon.com/SavannahMarie, or you can click the join button beneath this video to join my YouTube memberships. Whatever platform you want to join on is fine by me. So with that, the biggest thank you in the whole wide world goes to Hula Chowdown, Jacqueline Nutton, Kessie Drew, KJ Barnes, Leanne, Marie Silver, Caroline Reed, Daniel Urena, Maddie Darley, Ray, Stephanie Mayfield, Fuffy Duckbutt 24, Elaine, AJC, Ferd Turgeson Esquire, Love to Be Evil, Just Mark, Baby Pink Pearl, Alice Wagner, LaSalle Story, Fallon Harris, Jessica Billhart, and Emion. And to the rest of my financial supporters, thank you guys so much for being here and being you. Even if you're not a financial supporter, thanks for making it to the end of this video. I know it's probably long and hard to get through, but I just appreciate that you're here. And I guess with that, I'll see you in the next one. Yikes. Bye.